They said the old lighthouse was abandoned. They said no one had lived there since the keeper vanished years ago. But some nights, when the sea is loud and the fog is thick, people still hear voices drifting from the cliff. Whispers, calling names, asking for light. This is what happened when 5 of us went inside. We reached the abandoned lighthouse just as the sun was setting. The structure looked rotten, cracked, wrong, like it was watching us. We broke the door open and stepped inside. The moment the door opened, a cold, wet smell hit us. Rot, salt, something worse. Inside the lighthouse, faint whispers began. Not loud, not clear, just enough to make our skin crawl. The whispers kept repeating the same words. Come in. We climbed the spiral staircase. Scratches covered the stone walls. Deep, violent marks, like something had tried to claw its way out. The whispers grew clearer. Not one voice, many. When we touched the walls, the stone felt strange, soft, almost breathing. Then we found a hidden room. Inside the room sat a metal chair, bolted to the floor. A skeleton was strapped to it. Its ribs were broken. Its jaw hung open, like it died screaming. Carved into the wall behind it were words written in dried blood. We feed the light, or it takes more. The staircase below us suddenly vanished into darkness. The only way forward now was up. We entered the fuel room. Old oil barrels lined the walls. The smell was unbearable. Rot, oil, blood. Then something moved. A dead lighthouse keeper stepped out of the shadows. Its skin hung loose. Its eyes were empty. Before we could react, it grabbed Ron. We tried pulling him back, but we failed. The keeper shoved Ron's head into a barrel of thick black fuel. Ron thrashed, kicking, scratching. Then he went still. When we pulled him free, his arm tore off. The lighthouse whispered happily. One fed. The lighthouse began to change. The walls started pulsing. The floors softened beneath our feet. Then the whispers returned. But this time, they sounded like Ron, begging, crying. While running for our lives, we found more words carved into the wall. The lighthouse demands sacrifices. The light keeps it calm. The voices are trapped inside the lamp. Then the walls cracked open. Hands reached out, monstrous hands, grabbing. The hands grabbed Mira. She screamed, her eyes filled with terror. We tried to pull her back, but her shoulder snapped with a sickening crack. The wall opened like a mouth, filled with jagged stone teeth. Mira was dragged inside. The stone sealed shut again. Only blood remained on the floor. The whisper came again. 2 fed. With nowhere else to go, we ran up the stairs. At the very top of the tower, we reached the lantern room. Inside the lighthouse lamp, glowing faces swirled. Ron, Mira, dozens more. The light was alive. Then the keeper's spirit appeared, and it told us the truth. The lighthouse had been built on sacrifices. The sea had been bargained with blood. We tried to break the lamp. The lighthouse screamed. As the lamp shattered, the floor beneath us split open. A giant stone mouth burst out. It snapped shut on Archie. Bones crunched. Blood flooded the floor. The lighthouse consumed him. 3 fed. Only Chris and I remained. The lantern room shook violently as the broken light flickered above us. Then we heard something new. A growl. Low, wet, animal. Slow footsteps climbed the metal staircase behind us. Then it appeared. a massive hellhound. Its body was thin and burned, its ribs pushed through cracked black skin. Its eyes glowed like hot coals. Saliva dripped from rows of jagged teeth. Chris froze. The creature charged. Chris tried to run, but the floor was slick. He slipped. The hellhound slammed into him. Its jaws locked onto his shoulder. Chris screamed once. The beast shook its head violently. Bones snapped. Blood sprayed across the lantern room. Then the creature dragged his twitching body back into the darkness of the stairs. The whispers returned immediately. Satisfied. 4 fed. I ran. I climbed down the rusted ladder on the outside of the lighthouse. Behind me, the tower screamed with stolen voices. Faces pressed against the glass, begging me to return. But I didn't look back. Not once. The police searched the lighthouse the next morning. They found nothing. No broken glass, no blood, no bodies. Just an empty tower standing quietly above the sea. They said the storm must have confused me. They said fear can make people imagine things. But they didn't hear what I heard that night. Because sometimes, when the fog rolls in from the ocean, the lighthouse light flickers again. And if you stand close enough to the cliffs, you can hear it. Whispers. Low. Hungry. Sometimes they sound like the wind. And sometimes they sound like my friends. So if you ever see a lighthouse standing alone in the dark, and the light inside it begins to glow, don't go near it. Because some lights don't guide you home. They guide you to your end. See you next time. Until then, sleep well and sweet nightmares.